session, the co-pilot session also into AI is fun. So you're gonna do more than co-pilot. But yeah, so you'll actually see it every week, pretty much, but on a different schedule. So for example, this week is Wednesdays afternoon. Next week you'll see it Tuesdays at night. Yeah. So come whichever you're free in. Okay, hello everyone. Nice to have you on board. Oh, Ko is here too. Hello, Ko. So for our first session of the year, we are trying to get back to the basics because I know some of us haven't really tried out AI tools before, right? And as as Ian's EDM is showing, AI is fun. It's actually a series where we cover multiple different AI tools, even outside of Copilot. You can see the logos here: OpenAI, ChatGPT, Gemini. We haven't touched much of Midjourney, but we do image generation, DALL-E, all the way to DeepSeek, which is one of the Chinese alternatives, right? And just to get started, maybe for some of the newcomers into this session, you can type into the chat or unmute yourself. How familiar you are with AI tools? What have you tried out? Maybe, yeah. Do type in the chat or do unmute yourself. It's fine. But we are not going to start very heavy today. I'm actually going to share my screen. Ian, fine if I share my screen?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Okay. A second. Okay. So, where is it? So if maybe some of you want to do a little bit of a hands-on, I am gonna try out the basics from using Microsoft Copilot, which is of course one of the more mainstream AI tools out there next to ChatGPT, next to Gemini, right? So Copilot is Microsoft's alternative to an AI tool. I'm gonna drop the link into the chat actually, so you guys can follow along. And I'm of course using an incognito tab. So we can start fresh without all the logins. Just try out the link inside the chat window. Right? So when you open up the website, you'll see this you'll see this screen. It's very standard. You'll see the chat bar right here, a bunch of. So we'll try to explore this a little bit for those of you. I actually never tried AI before. So you can think of it as a conversational partner, right? Because I know a lot of people think of AI tools like this as an alternative to Google, like search engines. But compared to Google, for example, it is much more conversational. You can strike up very meaningless conversation. So I'm gonna ask, "Hi, how are you?" It's gonna give me a response. It's actually very quick, right? It even knows where I am because I guess it's reading my IP, right? He knows I'm in Selangor, right? And typically, I would advise you to sign in, make an account, but you can do that after this session because you actually need an account to access, I think, some of the image creation sort of functionalities, which one of my other co-hosts later, How will show you later on in the session. But just to show you what I mean, is like if I say create an image of a hippo, for example, I think it's not going to do it. Oh, actually it does. Though I think if you're not logged in, it's going to give you a daily limit sort of thing. But of course, you know that AI tools, you can use it to create whatever image you want, photorealistic or cartoony or whatever, right? Though, just on personal preference, I do prefer the Gemini quality on image creation compared to Copilot. You'll see what I mean. Maybe if we are able to demo it later, right? So it is a little bit of the basics of trying to use this chat-based AI tool, Copilot. If anybody has any questions, please do type it into the chat window. I'm sure Ian or Hal will answer it, or if I know this, I'll give you some feedback. Right? So do try it out live. If you have a browser on right now, or even in your phone, the Copilot, this is the browser app version, right? So if you are trying to download it on the phone, I'm pretty sure there's the App Store version and the Google Play version. So let's see. So App Store, Microsoft. Copilot, right? And you'll find it. It's actually just the first option on the list, right? And I think similar to the browser version, it is limited if you do not. Yeah, it looks just like this, right? It's limited if you don't log in. So try making a Microsoft account and figure it out. And the other thing I want to show, give me a second. I got my okay. If you're using a Windows computer, you might see this icon here on the bottom left. There's also a Copilot built into your laptop, so you don't actually have to go out of your way and access it through the browser, right? So this is the Copilot as a standalone app, pretty much, built into your laptop. You can try it out yourself. I don't know if all of you are updated to the latest version of Windows. I'm pretty sure it comes in all the different Windows 11 editions nowadays. So if you haven't upgraded, you should, yeah, so that you can experience, all these different AI tools much more locally, right? But the functionality is also very similar, right? If you say, hi, how are you? It's gonna do pretty much the same thing. But the biggest difference, I think, if you see over here, no, okay, I guess they all have it. You see that there's different functionalities. I don't know if the one if you are not signed in has all of the different capabilities. But of course, if you're using it for research, for example, you use the think deeper function. If you're using it for search, for example, it's going to give you way more sources, right? So depending on what you want to do it's very tailored in that from that perspective. And just to show you what I've been doing personally with Copilot, though recently I've been using more Gemini just because it can read my screen when I'm using it on the phone. But here, one of the things, let's see. Using it for translation. Let me see if I can find it. Correct. Is this one? No, this be prompting in Japanese. Let me see if any good examples. You can use it to generate code too. I know Isaac, which is one of our previous contributors, they taught us how to create a video game out of just a simple prompt. So one of the things we did here was using it to generate code to run Flappy Bird, right? So that's kind of one of the interesting things. Just to add on, we do have a YouTube channel. So if you haven't checked it out, I know it's attached to Ian's Ian's message, but at the very bottom of it, our YouTube channel is attached. So if you want to see some of the things we've been doing previously, do check it out, right? Though, unfortunately, I don't have a specific index to tell you what sort of content we covered in each session, but you just browse through it, right? And yeah, it's also a very good learning tool. I've been learning a bit of an IT, like all the different IT terms. It's a very good learning tool. So you shouldn't think of AI as an ends to a means. So it's not so much as a destination, but it's kind of a journey, right? Use it to get what you want to research what you want to do. Use it as a tool to get something done, pretty much. If you want to be a carpenter, you can be using for example, Copilot to figure out your designs, learn how to saw wood, I guess, learn how to even find resources to do your daily projects, that sort of thing, right? So it is a very, very flexible thing. So also one of the things I've been doing is that I've been getting the painting recently. I can't zoom in this one, but I was trying to get the Copilot to change the color scheme of this miniature right here because I wanted to see if the color scheme looks good before I spend my money on paints. So that's also one of the things. What do you say? Okay. Oh, I think Ian posted the link to our YouTube channel in the chat. So if you guys want to check it out after the session. All right. And let's see if I won on translation. But otherwise, I can just
Gregory, what image is that?
this. Oh, it's actually a miniature. So I've been trying to get into painting miniatures. So it's say little statues. So this is like a guy with a sword, right? And I wanted to you know, see what it looks like in different colors. But I didn't really want to, buy the different paints because it's like 20 ringgit a color. I don't have that sort of money. So I'm telling Copilot, yeah, can you change it to, this sort of color scheme? Because there's a little bit green. Unfortunately, I can't zoom in on this one. But yeah, I say leave the green bits untouched, change it to a little bit of a purple. So it gave me this, right? I think one more thing I can show you guys. Oh, hey, Vince. Yeah, you've got your hands up. What's up?
Possibly maybe this image may be used for a video game, or it could be used for
Yeah, use it for,
yeah, it could
if
be
you're
used
in.
for a mobile game, like the ones that you use on phones, and
Yeah,
maybe those games may have used AI to create those emotes, like characters, those
yeah. Because I know
playable.
a lot of games right now, well, not as a final product. People actually do not like seeing AI in art, in a finished product of video games, for example, in videos. But I think that it is a very excellent ideation tool, right? If you want to, let's say, you're drawing something and you need a bit of an idea. It's like, oh, what are some design elements? Or is that it's like Copilot is perfect for that. It gives you, you can add this to that. You can change these colors, but at the very end of the day, you can still keep the outcome personal by having you draw it yourself. So that's up to a personal preference even. And I think I know some of you are into content creation on YouTube or stuff like that, right? I had a bit of an experience with that. I used to make skits back in my high school days. So I think AI, you can actually, one of the things you can do is that, you can use it to generate thumbnails, for example, right? So let's say, Ian, what's a game that you've been playing recently? Okay, I'm gonna make a thumbnail for that, right?
Honestly, terrifying.
It's a horror game, but let me try. Okay, so like create me a YouTube thumbnail on my gaming video. What's the full name of the game again?
Silent Hill F.
On Silent Hill F. Let's see if it shows up with anything.
I get scared.
No, content warning, this is a horror game.
Very.
Yeah. Copilot even knows that. It says that it's chilling.
Gregory, can Copilot create a video game like probably RPG type? Because just now you mentioned Flappy Bird is more 2D and more simple. You think they're
Yeah, I
able
think
to
if you
generate codes for?
yeah. So I think if you like specify it, you can make it in any theme you like, even in like those. Because I know maybe you've seen this trend of people making images in the Studio Ghibli style, like this anime style, right? That's actually not very illegal,
Oh, wait.
but
It's just a picture of the
yeah. So yeah, the thumbnail is generating right now. It's gonna take a little while to finish it. So, but yeah, you can actually make it in any theme you want. I think Copilot doesn't really have guardrails yet on the different styles that people might copyright. But yeah. Somebody's got a question? Yeah, not just the mobile game characters, but just the background, right? Yeah. People use it to, but I think AI is not very good yet in 3D modeling, which is one of the things. Because I've been looking into 3D printing and I was trying to make a bit of my own assets. It's not that good yet. But on a 2D, sort of thing, sort of perspective, even if you're making 2D games, I think it's perfect, right? To get started with it as a learning platform. Yeah. So look at that. It's able to give you a thumbnail, right? And I'm pretty sure if if you wanna, let's say, put your face onto the thumbnail or something like that, you can actually add, if you press plus here, I don't have a picture of myself on this laptop, but you can add, give a picture of yourself, upload it, Copilot, say, oh, I want to create this thumbnail using my face into it. It's able to do that, right? Wait, just one last thing I'm going to show before passing it off to some of my other co-hosts. There's one other thing I've been doing recently. Where is it? I've got too many conversations going on. Where is it? Nope. Okay. Oh, yeah. Interesting thing is that after 30 days, your uploaded files are removed for privacy. So That's an option that I know. Yeah, Zoe, you got something?
Yeah, Greg, do you think you can demonstrate, let's say if you have a picture of a group of people, but you
Hmm.
are not there, then you just upload your own picture and ask a co-pilot to put you into the picture
Yeah,
so that
that's
it's
a
like, but
yeah,
then
yeah,
again
yeah.
you
We
have
can
to
do that.
upload two pictures.
Give me a second while I go find a picture of myself. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for like a good 30 seconds because I gotta go to my social media. So let me find it real quick. Uh, so I think for the group, I might just put a picture that's very unrealistic for me to be in. So like let's say it's the picture of the presidents being together. Let me see if I can find that. Presidential group photo. So let's see.
A co-pilot will not
Okay.
put your original image, right? It will just change your face.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, the last few times me trying to, put my
Only
own face
Gemini.
and like change it. I think it might be a privacy thing, but they do tend to do that. They mess up with your face. It kind of looks like you, but it's not. You know.
Man, can
So
you try? It's interesting to see.
yeah, actually, I think I got it. Here, let me reshare my screen. Uh, my screen here.
Oh,
Just gotta pick my image off of LinkedIn.
oh,
Give me a second. Okay, I'm just gonna pick this picture. Save image. Let's see. Drag face. Let's see. And I'm gonna
oh,
use this picture
oh,
as the. Yeah, somebody was saying something?
oh, yeah. Can you make it to a GIH?
Sorry, I think your audio is a bit low. Maybe Ian, you can catch what he's saying. Yeah, yeah. Say it again.
Can you make it a GIH?
GHI.
GIH? Do you mean a GIF? Maybe a GIF?
Yeah, GIF. Yes, a
Yeah, a
GIF.
GIF. I'm not sure if the outcome could be a GIF because, you know what? That's a good experiment for us to try. So let me make a new conversation. So of course, the Copilot, it does keep a like a history of your all the different conversations you've been doing it, which I have a little bit too many at the moment. So so before I try out the GIF thing, I'm gonna try out Zoe's idea. So I'm gonna upload this picture of myself. I'm not sure if I can upload more than one pictures at once. So let me just try that. Oh, okay. But can you insert me into this group? Hold on. I'm not sure even might do it because Copilot does not like working with public figures. It doesn't want to do anything with faces of, popular people. They don't do faces of like celebrities, presidents, whatever. But let's see if it's gonna do that. At least it noticed that this picture is still the president. So let's see if it comes out. It's gonna take a little while. If you're on a free account, I think the daily limit is between 3 to 10 images. I'm not sure if they changed it. Oh yeah, well, as Zoe was
This is
rightfully
the biggest.
mentioning it,
Looks.
yeah, kind of messed my face up. That's not me, but it kept a bit of my facial features, right? But it's not very natural. I think I can do a little bit better on the prompting. I can be facing this way or something like that, right? But yeah, you can see that it kind of changed Obama's face. So somehow Obama turned into this. It changed President Bush's face and Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
So it doesn't want to keep your face, as is, unfortunately. Yeah, Vince, what
May
you
I know
got?
what happened to your body?
Yeah, it kind of like it kept the suit going on, but the proportions are a bit off, right? It's like I'm kind of behind Obama, but I'm kind of bigger than him. It's like
Why
yeah,
does
it's
Maybe
like
why
Nano
does the
Banana can do a
why does
better
the air
job.
want to mess up?
yeah. But yeah, Nano Madana is actually very good. So Nano Madana is the image creation model behind Gemini. Let me see if I can demo that real quick. Actually, how have you have experience with Gemini? Okay, how will show you the different differences when you're using Gemini in a little bit. But yeah, not very good with dealing with faces, Copilot. But I think that is a privacy like guardrail, right? They don't want to feed your facial information into their training model, something like that. But one last thing I'm going to test before passing it on, seeing if it can generate GIFs, right? Let me create a new conversation out of this. I'm gonna upload. You know what? Let's upload the same presidential group photo. Basically create a GIFs of them dancing or something like that. I don't know if it's a thing. Yeah, I can't make GIFs or videos, so not that good yet. I know Gemini's, if you have the pro subscription, that is, it does have a video creation capability, and it's actually the best in the market right now, but it is very, very expensive. So I can't demo it to you for today. But in the future, if there are free alternatives, I would hope to give you guys a try. Right. So I think that's it for me today. I'll be coming back later on to just do a little bit of closure. But I'm gonna pass it on to my one of our co-hosts today, Hao, who is going to share a little bit more on image creation using AI. Right. So Hao, yeah, feel free to share your screen. There we go.
Oh, yeah, so I'm Hao, and today we'll just be doing a little bit of AI image generation, and then Greg has, I think, pretty much done a lot of the work that I'm thinking of. So I'll just share my screen here. Yeah, there it is. So this is my PowerPoint for today. So we'll be just looking into AI image generation. So typically, what it means is the process of using artificial intelligence, which is AI, to create new images from text description, which is also the prompt that Greg also was writing just now. And moving forward, okay, yeah. So I put up a few images created by AI, and I use things like if you can see the landscape one, the one I use Google, Gemini, Nano Banana, and then yeah, there are different types of images that you can create. You can create on landscape, characters, advertisement, and posters as well. So it depends on your prompt and everything. So this is I would say, capability of AI right now. And just a little bit so-called technical thing. So how does this AI generation work? So AI generation work, image generation work in a sense that the models are trained on millions of images, so it recognizes shapes, size, those textures and styles. So from there, they will create the image according to the prompt that you give. Well, yeah. So, and as we dive into image generation, then the most important part of it is prompting, of course. So, image generation or just everything in general about AI, prompting is the most fundamental thing, yet the most important thing at the same time. So, I got three examples of what a prompt is. So, the first one on the left is a vague one, meaning that the prompt just say write a story, right? Write a story. So we don't give AI what's the background. So we just ask it to write a story, and then it won't give you as much a very good result as you expected it. And there's a normal one. Normal one means that you just type in write a story about a cat and done. and a more detailed one. This one is if you want it in a more professional level, or if you have specific preferences, you can just type it in, and then it is suggested to do so. So this image right here, the Coca-Cola advertisement. So the prompt that I used was this with the text colors in red. Create me a realistic focus on Coca-Cola can with all the blur circle it around like waves on a brown table with a gray wall at the back. So that's the prompt. And so I'll just try a little bit more on the difference between Copilot and Nano Banana. So I have my Copilot on my notes kind of that name. Yeah. So I'll just do two screens. Yeah. So I have this image of mine. So this is a photo taken from just somewhere random place, just sunset. Because I usually love sunset and usually that's just my second nature to take picture of it. So I'll ask AI Copilot on the left side and Google Gemini on the right side. So my prompt will just be, okay, recreate this into Minecraft. I hope most of us are familiar with this. So I'll just start off with Google Gemini because I don't know, my Copilot is, I think, yeah. Brother. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Recreate this into one. Yes. Maybe my picture is more than 10 megabytes.
Oh, maybe that's why.
Maybe that's why. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought it exceeds 10 megabytes. Okay. So this is from Nano Banana. So the original image is over here. This one. And the one that Nano Banana gave me is this one. So this is pretty much like Minecraft as well. Yeah. And Copilot is still working on it. Yeah. Yeah. In the meantime, if anyone has questions, can just show your question. Yeah.
Oh, it's faster than when I was doing it.
Really? Yeah, here is Copilot. This, yeah. So this is from Copilot, and this is from Google Gemini. So this is the difference. Probably Google Gemini has more details to it. If you see the M bank here, the sign over here is also there. While Copilot, it doesn't really have it. Actually, it blurs out most of the text and maybe just overgeneralize it. I believe. Yeah, and then the sun as well. The sun from Copilot looks as if like somehow building. Yeah, so I believe Nano Banana Google Gemini is more precise, and then the details are very great. So it picks up every single thing. So even the logo over there, the store, and everything. Yeah. So I guess that'll be awesome.
Hey, thank you so much, huh? Yeah. So Nano Banana, as it stands today, is actually a much better tool than a Copilot. I think maybe Google just has way better training data because I'm sure they source a lot of their things from back when everything is archived into Google's indexing, right? So as opposed to Bing, I think even Bing in general, I way prefer Google's search engine from a search engine perspective as opposed to Bing. So I don't know. I do urge you guys to try it out. See, how the results differ from different tools. So one of the things that we haven't been showing today, of course, maybe I can show it a little bit before I give Ian a chance at showing some of the latest and greatest in AI because stuff's always changing. You know, 2 years ago, I think when we started doing this, AI is not as good as it is today. The pictures were still, generating six fingers when we are telling him to generate an image of a human being. So let's see if I can do a little bit of a demo with ChatGPT just to show you guys a little bit of the differences.
Gregory,
Yeah,
what about Grok?
Grok. Yeah,
Uh,
Grok is part of Twitter,
Is
right?
yeah, no
Yeah,
longer
yeah.
Twitter, it's X, right?
Yeah, true. But the only reason why I haven't been showing Grok or as part of X these past few sessions is that Grok's AI is actually very uncensored. You can do a lot of like bad things with Grok. If you tell it to, I'm pretty sure you can ask for Grok to give you like a recipe for a bomb or something, right? Or tell it to like
But I
edit.
think
Yeah.
it's not accessible to everyone, isn't it? It's a paid kind of
There's a free version and there's a pro version actually. Yeah. But I think the pro version gives you more explicit content when you're using it for image generation, which of course I'm not going to demo, but Elon, really? You can't? I'm pretty sure I can use it on. Oh, oh yeah. Well, Ian, based on Ian's search, you say you cannot, but I'm pretty sure I've used it on my X app before, but I don't know.
I think you need to use an accent when you download Grok.
I think it's already
Oh.
banned.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. Yeah, but it's like, yeah, Grok is a little bit too unhinged. I don't know what was Elon thinking when he was coming up with Grok. It is not a very safe tool to use. Not It's safe, but it's not a very ethical tool to use, I'd say, right? Yeah. Yeah. So ChatGPT, right, is chatgpt.com. It's very simple. I'm also using, this is something new. So you're able to change the personality of the conversations you're having. Default, let's see what you can do. You know what? Let's do friendly. I'm gonna pick a friendly ChatGPT. So I think conversational wise, from the different tools, ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, it's actually very similar, right? Even if I ask, hi, how are you? Let's see. This one's logged in, by the way. It's not using a default account like what I was showing for Copilot, but yeah, it is very similar. The nice thing, of course, with ChatGPT is that it has built-in plugins, built-in extensions. So if you want to use it with Canva, for example, I don't know if any of you are familiar. Sorry, let's see. If you're using it with Canva, which is a bit of a graphic design sort of tool, right? For you to make posters, infographics, sort of thing. It does have a built-in thing. You're gonna create a poster, for example, or an Instagram post. Oh, involving a sunset, which I was showing earlier, right? So I guess click into some of the example ones, and it gives a bit of a clarification. Do you want it to be, this sort of stuff? It's like up to you, but make it Minecraft themed. So one of the things can do that, but oh man, okay. So you need to give permission for you to share some of the information. This is a privacy thing, right? Share some of the information with Canva. And while that's going on, let me browse through some of the things I've been doing. Yeah, the image requests, talking about, well, very different things. I haven't been using much of ChatGPT. All of these are very, very old chats. But yeah, let's see. Okay, so it gives us a
Even us, sorry, I just saw you
Yeah.
even asked ChatGPT on what is short sendiri.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
I
that
think this
even
was
they are
one of the
even
things.
well versed with
Slang.
colloquialisms and all these
Yeah.
things, Singlish or Manglish and whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I find AI is a very good tool actually for you to learn language because I suppose they're learning it formally, right? They don't really tell you how to converse casually and naturally, right? So for example, I'm in the middle of learning Japanese, for example, and if I'm just talking in the way how the textbooks teach you how to speak, you're gonna sound very rigid, you're gonna sound very formal, and it's very unnatural. So AI is actually a very good bridge, and figuring out. Okay, let me try this out. So it does open up. Oh man, yeah. So this plugin requires you to go log in. So I'm not gonna do that right now. But a lot of the plugins, a lot of the extensions are actually very dependent on all these different logins. So it's not very straightforward. But you know what? If you wanna use, for example, uh, an AI function in Expedia when planning a trip, the option is there. But so far, personally, I don't really use it, right? But it is an option you can try out. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm gonna pass it to Ian. I'm gonna pause my sharing right here. Ian's gonna show you some of the latest and greatest in AI. Now, I'm gonna keep myself unmuted because okay, Ian, feel free to share your screen.
Hey. Okay. Shall we talk about good news or bad news first regarding AI?
Uh, you know what? Let's do some of the bad news first, right? Because AI is not all it's not all flowers and sunshine.
Well, that's true.
Because earlier we were talking about Grok, right? Grok's able to do a lot of terrible things, but that is the reality of it.
I'm sure a lot of you have gotten like scam calls, and it shows here that AI-powered crypto scams drive record to $17 billion losses in 2025.
Yeah, yeah. So from this trend, I guess that you'll be expecting more and more scams by the year, especially with AI being used as part of it. All right.
Yeah.
And
So it says here that accumulative fraud since 2023 has been $53 billion in cryptocurrency loss. It also says that the main things that are causing this is deepfake technology, voice cloning, and automated scam tactics.
yeah, which, AI, I don't know if you've seen some of these news, but one of the things I picked up based off these the past news is that sometimes you might receive a call, but there's nobody on the other side. And in fact, it is wise for you to not reply back into it because they might use your voice to, train their model and, replicate your voice when you're using it to scam your friends, scam your families, stuff like that. And it has happened, right? There is a history of this. So in a context like that, if it's a number that you actually don't know, even though you might think it's a delivery driver or something, which is, it's kind of sad nowadays that we have to resort to this sort of precautions. But do, be very, very careful when you're picking up phone calls from people you don't know, right? This is why I prefer when people call me over WhatsApp than my normal phone numbers because the caller ID is there. But, that's something for you to uh, take notice of, right? So back to you, Ian.
So this was a statistic I did not expect. Apparently, the dominant scam type accounted for 75% of incidents between June and September 2025. are romance scams.
So people, so what does that mean? Does that mean that people are using AI to, learn how to scam people like romantically? Or are they having an AI chatbot, pose as a potential lover or something like that?
I'd say they're using AI to learn how to trick people in terms of, because these days the sad reality is that people are getting married less or getting
People are getting
into
desperate.
relationships that they're getting desperate. Like
Yeah.
there have been news that people get into relationship with AI. That's
There have been people getting married to AI. I've heard that news.
yeah, I saw that too. That is a very sad reality, and it's a sad thing. So
Because AI can do what you want. He won't quarrel with you. He will just be obedient.
Yeah.
yeah, correct.
Ideal silent. No.
It is a trend that you're gonna see, especially. I think it's you're seeing the lesser end of it because we haven't given like the current AI technologies. We haven't given them a physical form, right? Because we're still figuring out the security guardrails. For example, if you are using AI in assisting the elderly, we're only using it in a very verbal sense, right? You're maybe using it as a conversational partner, but we are not using AI to help them to walk, help to feed them, because it is not that safe of technology to use it physically yet. So from that perspective, when we give AI a physical form in the future, you'll see much more people getting married to AI, I suppose. But yeah, back to you again.
Yeah. Apparently, only 7% of scams are reported globally. It's 2.6% in the US and 5% in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
So this 17 billion could only be 7%.
Yeah, so it is worse than what they're reporting.
I didn't realize that these sites exist. I found one based on asking Copilot to summarize the article.
Right.
There's a website called Only Fake.
Oh, is it what sort of website is this? I can tell it's a deepfake sort of website, but
It helps you generate very convincing ID documents.
but this isn't like a deep web sort of thing, right?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But
Dark web.
I was caught very off guard that like if you see this person like it's an IC, right? This could be
Yeah.
fake. That's
Yeah.
scary that you can fake an ID.
Well, yeah. Well, this is also why when you're signing up for things, they don't just accept the digital version of the ID, because this is what the physical like elements when it comes to an ID, like the hologram printing or like the texturing that comes into play, right? But if you're just looking at online, then yeah, scary.
People gonna start faking their degrees next at this rate.
No, and no, nowadays degrees aren't really worth much in the first place anyway. No, that's not only the case. I'm pretty sure when you're applying for a job, your company is supposed to call back to the university to verify anyway. So, yeah.
So most companies do that though.
But
I'm not sure.
the burden does go to the company to do their due diligence, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go to the next article. I can. Okay. So China has another AI video generation application called Kuaishou.
Quite sure. Is this? Oh, never heard of this one.
According to the summary, it's another Chinese TikTok.
Chinese TikTok. So it's like a content sharing sort of app?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the picture, right, it does look like TikTok.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, yeah, it looks like it's meant for mobile devices.
Yeah, and
Right.
it's for AI video generation.
Oh, so I guess it's an all-in-one like sharing like content and making the content in the same app, I suppose.
I think so. I see your hand, Zoe. Do you want to ask a question?
Yeah, have you all seen these cat videos on Instagram where
I
the
can't hear
owner
why you have to
actually
respond
cuts
here. Okay.
sorry? Huh? Can
Can
you
you
hear me?
repeat?
Have you seen these cat videos on Instagram where the owner cuts a cake shaped like the cat and the cat reacted very brutally? It looks really, really, really real, but I think it's AI. It's
Yeah,
it's
AI
so weird
videos are really
because it's very real. The expression of the animal, the owner's expression, and all that. So I don't know. Nowadays, it's just the lines are very blurred. We do not know what
yeah.
is real and what
Because
is fake.
earlier I was mentioning how Google's Nano Banana is very good in generating images, right? So one of their models, Nano Banana is for images, and they have another model called VO3, which is for videos. That is very convincingly real, right? Ian, do you actually mind sparing me this 10 minutes? I'm gonna show something.
Yeah, sure. No,
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, so let me show you what it looks like actually. So VO3 videos, this is the one that I said it's actually very expensive for you to access just because it's the latest and greatest. So let me share my screen real quick. And it is scarily like realistic. Okay, I hope it's showing up right. I'm not sharing the audio because the audio, it also generates audio very convincingly. But because you're in a small room, I'm not showing the audio. Let's see, VO3 examples. Where is it? So this, this one. Oh yeah, this one. So they are like generating. There's a really good one I saw the other day. Is it this one? I can't remember which one it was. But here, let me try this one. Oh, ads. Give me a second. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so it's like Will Smith eating spaghetti. It's like a big meme last time because it's like super jumbled, but now they're making it so real. This is all AI, by the way. You can even fake gameplay video. If you're, if you watch gameplay material on YouTube, you can fake that too with AI. Yeah, so let's see if there's any. Yeah. So it's like it's very like Ratatouille in real life. Like holy crap. Yeah, but it's very realistic, right? So I hope that that answers your question, Zoe. Is that whether it's real or fake is actually very hard to
But
tell.
the cat videos are much more realistic because the faces on this VO3 still look too clean cut.
Yeah. I'm sure
It
there's a
still
way
looks a
to
bit
something like this.
uh
Yeah. If you can
but
ask
this
for
is
it
too
to,
clean, too
yeah.
you can see
Sometimes
that
I
it's
like,
fake.
yeah, I like to see people like put in this sort of retro like filter, so it makes it like it's old, right? It's like from the 90s or something, for example, something
Yeah,
like this.
yeah.
So when they like remove the details, make it like less sharper, make it look like it's like from a different, like 10 years ago, it starts to look more convincing, something like this. It's like this looks like it's out of like a TV sitcom. Right? It's really not that easy to tell once people like put in these sort of filters. So yeah. There's one more thing I wanted to show. I totally forgot. But yeah. So something like this, pretty much. Man, really scary, huh? But one thing that Google, who is the pioneer of this technology, is doing to combat people thinking the AI is real. And right now, that's actually an issue where people think real things are AI, right? Which is kind of puzzling to me. Is the introduction of Synth ID. I don't know if you've know about this. But since ID actually like Google puts in this sort of a digital watermark into AI generated content, so images, text, audio, videos, all this sort of thing. So even stuff like this, if you upload this image, I think back into Gemini, it kind of knows that it is AI because of some sort. I'm not sure if it's something in the images or if there's a filtering going on, But this synth ID that is built into the images actually lets Gemini know whether or not the image is AI, right? So maybe I can try this out. Or maybe how do you have Gemini on? Okay, here, let me just paste the screenshot of this into the or actually, can you upload earlier Minecraft the Minecraft screenshot back into Gemini and ask if it's AI? See if the synth ID is working from that. Because with how many AI content we have nowadays, feel free to share a screen, by the way. Yeah, how much AI content is out there? The synth ID is a very good introduction to, a very good thing to have to combat fake news, even combat real news that people think are fake. If that makes, yeah.
Something like
Yes.
to detect plagiarism, turn it in the
Yes,
academic
just like
world.
turn it in. Yeah, turn it in for
Oh.
AI. Okay. Okay. I think you have to download it first and then you upload it again, maybe. Yeah, let's try that out. Okay. Might take a little bit. Yeah, I'd be interested to see if it thinks that it is actually being built in Minecraft or is this AI? Though I think it's easy to. I'm not sure. Is the Gemini logo on the bottom right? Does it come with a picture? Oh, okay. Maybe it knows that way. Okay. But I think it could even find out without this watermark on the bottom right, this Gemini logo, right? Maybe. We'll try it out some other session. We are actually 5 minutes away from the end of it. But while this is going on, while Gemini is still figuring this out, if you guys have any topic suggestions, anything you want us to address, any questions, any sort of tool, even if that you want us to, figure out, do type it into the chat, text me personally, text it to one of the groups. We will be more than happy to, figure it out with you. If you do have something to share, on the contrary, something you found that is neat, something you've been doing recently, even, do share it with us. We are be more than happy to allocate you, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 minutes, or however much, because I do find that these sessions is a good time to, expand our findings, explore new things, that sort of stuff, right? And wow, Gemini must be very busy. It's not figuring it out yet. But yeah, I did find that the tool today is kind of slow. But there is a side effect of all these AI tools being free. I'm pretty sure if you're paying for a pro version, not that you have to, they do put you ahead of the queue, right? But yeah, you know what? If we figure something out with Gemini, we'll post it into one of the WhatsApp groups. But yeah,
When this thing happens, right, when it takes such a long time to consolidate something, obviously the answer will be nothing.
yeah,
You'll
sometimes
just
it does that, right? You wait like 30
yeah, you
minutes
will
and the
just
answer is like,
repost your previous question. It's just
yeah.
like that.
How can you click the arrow
Won't you?
next to consolidating my findings? I think it's doing like a deep thing. Yeah, because sometimes if it's taking a long time, it pops up this train of thought, you know. Yeah, I see it's talking about the synth ID in the second paragraph. So that is one of the things that it's figuring it out. Yeah, I see it's got a definite hit from synth ID, and it thinks that it's pretty confident that it is AI. I say it's ready to move on to conclusions, but for some reason it doesn't want to pop out, the final result. But from this thinking window alone, you can kind of see what its results are, right? Which is, I like that nowadays AI tools are increasingly introducing this thinking window, so we can see, what is the process behind figuring out what some of these answers are. Right. So yeah, thanks, Hao. Thanks a bunch. Yeah. So last 2 minutes. I think we're gonna wrap it up right here. Any closing remarks? Any questions? We are having this on a fortnightly basis, so every 2 weeks. If you are looking into, accessing some of the previous sessions, it is uploaded to our YouTube channel, which Ian just posted earlier. You can scroll up in the comment section. And so, yeah. Anything clear from you guys? No? Okay. Yeah, with me in the same room. Yeah, something from you, Vince?
Maybe if you wanted to check the chat one more time just to see if there's any more. Because I do have one more question here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What question do you have? Okay, so I have to open it up. Yeah. Oh, you're wondering if how could somebody mistake something that real life is AI? It's because some of these news, right? This is actually something I've seen in one of Donald Trump's greatest statements. It's like he's calling something fake news, even though it's something is real, right? And he thinks like, oh, this image or this video is actually AI, but it's like, it's actually taken from a very reputable news source. So things like this does happen, right? People trying to like sideline something that is working against them, maybe like a news that's like not painting him in a good light. For example, in politics, right? This happens all the time. And they just claim, oh, it's AI, it's not real. So that's one of the situations that we're having at this day and age of how people are mistaking real life for AI, right? Yeah.
So
I hope that
basically, Trump is saying like, no, we are not sticking with AI. We're sticking with real time. We're sticking real, not about robots or any one of those like unusual stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he says a lot of very puzzling things, but one of the caveats in US politics nowadays. But yeah. That's from me today. It's 101. I'm gonna wrap the session now. Thank you, everyone. And Ian, you can stop the recording right here. And yeah, thanks, everyone. If you have anything, do reach out in any of the groups, any of the WhatsApp chats. I'm in some of those groups, so feel free to directly message me as well. All right. So thanks, everyone. Thank you. I'm gonna head off to
Yeah.
lunch.
Thank you. See you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good week.
Thanks, Zoe. Nice to be having you again. Thanks, guys.